How many buffaloes can you contain in a single sentence while having it still be grammatically correct? And why do I hate the French Academy so much? Hello, my name is Gabe. I give myself the challenge to upload every day for 100 days straight. Today is day 55. My niece is over, so I'm trying to talk as quietly as possible in the intro of this video. Today we're going to be talking about grammatical gimmicks and linguistic illusions. One of my favorite linguistic illusions is that of the garden path sentence. That is to say, there is an exploit in English where words can exist in more than one grammatical case. A verb can become a noun can become an adjective can go back to being a verb. A simple sentence like, the old man the boat, it confuses you for a second until you realize that man transforms from a noun into a verb. It's not the old man, it's the elderly take handle of the boat. And there's plenty of other sentences that also take ride of this illusion, though it's not really an illusion, it's really a shift in perspective. See, we use language in order to communicate ideas, but there's really two interpretations of craft. One is the concept of learning a language. It's something I talked about in a previous video where I called cringe a second language in a way. But there's another interpretation where you learn a craft in order to solve a problem. Grammar, in this case, is solving the problem of intelligibility. And this is the fertile ground where linguistic illusions are born, really as grammatical gimmickry, a perspective shift from human use of language to a computer's use of language, programming. What I'm circling about is essentially a prescriptivist mindset. It's something I very clearly have a strong opinion against. See, linguistics have two interpretation models through which they try to transcribe language. Descriptivists try to pick up on the patterns that are used inherently in a language and simply describe what's happening. But prescriptivists, no. They don't see language as a craft like an art. They see it as a problem-solving machine. Basically, we're trying to get an idea from my brain to yours in the most efficient way possible. It is true that language evolved into existence in order to solve problems, but the problems that they were solving became more and more abstract as more and more people got involved. I'm of course talking about the formation of society and thus the necessity for gossip. A prescriptivist mindset isn't built to handle abstraction. Its literalist mindset gives us a rule set, a grammar, that can be prone to the same exploits that programming languages can be utilized for. And this, dearest gentle viewer, brings us to the cautionary tale of the billion buffaloes. We have these words in the English language that can exist in multiple different cases. A light can be a lit object. It can also be a light material. It's an adjective. But it can also be a verb, to light something. This means that a light can light another light. But it doesn't stop there. We have this thing where we can take a phrase and chunk it as a noun itself. A light that can light another light can also light another light that is capable of lighting other lights. And the ability for a word like light to exist as an adjective, a noun, and a verb isn't unique to that word. It's actually pretty common across the English language. I mean, consider the word round. With the word round, we can actually have a sentence that flips back and forth. A light round can light round lights. More so, light rounds that light round lights can round light rounds. Oh God, this is getting weird. What's unique about a word like buffalo is that it's an animal word that comes from a language that isn't English. It's just a borrowed term, which means the pluralization of buffalo is itself. Many buffalo are just referred to as buffalo. It's kind of like a word like moose. You can nest those self-similar noun phrases into each other, and then you can link those self-similar noun phrases in with the verbs that also look like the word. And so what feels like simple grammatical rules can actually create this emergent sentence fractal. I'm far from the first person to ever discover this exploit. It's a very popular Wikipedia page, the 8 buffalo sentence. I'm also very far from the first person to ever actually talk about it on YouTube. I'll leave a link in the description to a video that I saw that inspired this line of thought. The thesis of this video isn't just rested on this observation. What I want to have is an argument, both against the French Academy and also someone like Jack's films. Jack's first successful long-running series was a series titled Your Grammar Sucks. Jack's community scoured the internet for nonsensical phrases to make fun of in this little collage clip show. Years later, Jack would recount that this series wasn't made in good faith because plenty of people were learning English for the first time, or maybe they just had mental impairments and they just couldn't communicate in a way that made clear sense. But I don't really think that guilt-ridden reason is enough to end a show like Your Grammar Sucks. Instead, I want to highlight a more rhetorically sound reason as to why Your Grammar Sucks sucked. And it's something that I also hope l'Académie Française takes to heart as well. The more we treat human language like programming language, shifting it away from this agreed-upon craft and forcing it more as a problem-solving technique, the more we discover exploits like the billion buffalo sentence and grammatical oddities like garden path sentences. Hackers can build exploits in programming languages because programming languages don't have any type of self-awareness. Humans are self-aware in ways that robots aren't. And so building language exclusively from its rules of grammar can lead to unintelligible messes. The problem with thinking absolutely logically, and this is a lesson I have to take myself, is that you take in all information equally, whether it's true or not. Information, regardless of its verity, can be treated as valid if the arguments that are made in the rules of that language are sound. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're good, or useful, or even true. Something like ChatGPT is hallucinating a lot because it's not aware. And so in a way, it's not even actually hallucinating. It's just following the rules that it was given, or really the rules that it learned by reading a lot. What looks like inefficiency from the average human language is actually a necessity. In short, we manifest clarifying words or phrases in order to keep the billion buffaloes at bay. And I personally would like to keep it that way. Thank you so much for consuming this video at the rapid pace that you consumed it at. Check in with me tomorrow where I will be killing every buffalo I witness on sight.